Kahala Yahweh, Mahashem Yahweh Shah, Mahashem Ruach HaKodash. In English, that will mean all praise to the Most High, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders and brothers of Great Millstone, GMS for short, where I am learning this 100% truth. Shalom to the elect, to the 144,000, and to the mixed multitude that's scattered to all four corners of the earth. Shalom to the sincere sisters that believe in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, that also believe in this 100% truth. Matthews 28 and 19 tell us to go therefore, teaching all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Yahweh, and in the name of the Son, Yahweh Shah, and in the name of the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodash. So like I always say, we're going to continue prophesying. So what's next? The mark of the beast is next. Well, Jacob's trouble is next. And then through Jacob's trouble, we'll get the mark of the beast. That's just what I think. Because they're going to do some things to make us nervous and scared and then fall into that trap. So Jacob's trouble has already started. Has it hit real hard yet? Nah. But it's definitely started. You know what I'm saying? And this is part of prophecy. In Matthews 24 and 6 and 7, it talk about wars and rumors of wars. That's happening. It talks about in 7, nations against nations, kingdoms against kingdoms. It talks about nations against nations, kingdoms against kingdoms, famines, which if this November 1st stuff hit and they cutting off the food stamps, the Section 8, Title 20, all that different type of shit, that's going to cause a lot of chaos. The pestilence, that's the sicknesses. It's all different type of sicknesses happening. I think I seen one was neurovirus or something like that. Yeah, like it's happening. They bringing in all these sicknesses. They trying to bring in all these damn mosquitoes to start getting people and fake giving them this and that. Nah, like, but this is a part of it because the C-19 is still out there killing people from the first time they took it in 2019, 2020. They're going to bring another one. But that mark of the beast one, that's going to destroy a lot of people. A lot of them. But these are the things that has to happen. And so they're going to happen. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Nobody can stop the process like I talked about yesterday. And I'm going to continue into that because it's the whole judgment thing start with us. We going to get messed up. We going to get messed up. Because it talks about it start with the house of the Lord, which is, so like, let me go ahead and read it. It says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And if it first begin at us, which is the Israelites, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah? If the judgment start with us, now we going to be getting messed up. It says, 18 says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear? Let me see. I know what scarcely mean, but let me look it up. Malice.
Strong's G 3433. Malice. Malice.
With difficulty. Not easily. Very rarely. So with difficulty, right? So let's put with difficulty in there. It says, for the righteous, for if the righteous with difficulty be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinners appear? They're going to be destroyed. If you're not part of the elect that's going to be saved, you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed. So Hebrews 3 and 6 was a precept. It says, but Yahushua as a son over his own house, whose house are we? If we hold fast the confidence and the rejoicing of the hope firm unto the end. So we'll be part of the house if we can endure to the end. The house of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Not everybody's going to be a part of that. Not everybody will be a part of that. But judgment is for everybody. It's just going to start with us. It's going to start with us, but it's going to it's going to end with all the people that don't believe they're going to be destroyed, including our people, but the other nations also. Definitely Esau. So 2 Corinthians 5 and 10 says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he has done, whether it be good or bad. So we all going to be judged no matter what. So it will be better for you to do the good things, the things that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua told us to do, versus doing the things that you want to do, because you're going to have to pay for that. So let me go ahead and we are Yahweh's ambassadors. It says, because we understand our fearful responsibilities to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, we work hard to persuade others. Yahweh knows we are sincere, and I hope you know this too. We are commending ourselves to you again. No, we are giving you a reason to be proud of us, so you can answer those who brag about having a spectacular ministry rather than having a sincere heart. So we trying to just, you know what I'm saying, get on the good side. By doing the things that he told us to do, he commanded us to do. But not everybody's going to do that. So not everybody will be part of the ministry. Only the people that's doing the will of the Father will be part of the ministry. So a precept was Revelations 22 and 12. It says, look, I am coming soon, bringing my reward with me to repay all people according to their deeds. So whatever you did, you're going to pay for it, whether good or bad. Whether good or bad. So I had looked up some stuff because, you know, people think we be just making up stuff. So I had typed in does America represent modern day Basra? Because it talks about the Lord coming to take out Basra, right? And it says that's a deep and thought-provoking question, one that touches on biblical prophecies. It says symbolism and modern geopolitics. It says, this is in the chat GPT. It says, the capital of Edom, descendants of Esau, located in what is now southern Jordan. It says, Basra became a symbol of judgment, which is a place where Yahweh's wrath is poured out against proud, violent nations. So it says symbolic / prophetic. It says, in prophecy discussions, Basra is often taken symbolically, not geographically. Different interpreters have connected it to the nations, 2.1, the nations of the world that oppress Yahweh's purposes. 2, a specific end-time power representing pride, wealth, and oppression. Basra in Isaiah 63 shows Yahweh coming from Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah coming from Edom with garments stained from Basra, which he's not going to have one touch or stain or any dirt on him. But it's just going to mean he's taking down nations, symbolizing judgment against arrogant nations and the vindication of his people. So it said America as modern Basra. It says some teachers and commentators, especially in the prophetic and eschatological circle, have drawn parallels between ancient Basra and the United States, usually on the symbolic grounds, not literal geographics. So it got like a little chart, and it says prophetic symbol, ancient Basra / Edom, and then it got America, and it says symbolic comparison, right? So it says wealth and power, and then it got Edom was prosperous through trade and location, right? And then the comparison for America, America is amongst the wealthiest and most powerful nation. It says pride and independence. It says Edom was proud, and its strength in mountains, fortresses. It says the U.S. culture often celebrates self-reliance and national pride. Judgment for violence / injustice. It says prophets condemn Edom for cruelty and betrayal of his kin, Israel. America. Some interpret U.S. moral decline, wars, or injustice as parallel warnings. Refuge and gatherings. It says Basra, a place where the flock is gathered. Some see this as a symbol of Yahweh's people refuge. It says America. Some alternative readings view America as a temporary refuge for believers before end time judgment. Right? So we can say America is Basra, modern day Basra. Modern day Basra. So, yeah, these times is coming, man. So, Revelations 19 and 15, it says, from his mouth came a sword, a sharp sword, to strike down the nations. He will rule them with a rod of iron, with an iron rod, like him. He will release the fierce wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, the Almighty, like juice flowing from a wine press. So it's about to get crazy. He about to take down a lot of people. He going to bring them into a certain area, and then he going to take them out. So a precept was 2 Thessalonians 2:8. It says, then the men of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahweh Shah will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles, which you seeing. They about to be able to make people walk, be able to make people see, be able to make people think and do things without even, you know what I'm saying, anything. They don't even got to move. It just happened. Because they going to put that thing in your head or in your arm. Or in your hand. It says, 10, he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction. He's going to fool the ones that's on their way to destruction. But it says, if he could deceive the very elect if it could happen, but it can't happen. So it's because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. So they're going to be destroyed, right? So Isaiah 63:1 says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. So that's Yahweh sending Yahweh Shah. And he going to come with the weapons to destroy. Because if you think about it, what it said in Isaiah 54:16, he created the smith. So he created the people to create those weapons. They was made to destroy. Matter of fact, I gotta just get it there, man. I created the smith. 54:16, is that it? Let me see. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. It's going to waste a lot of people. A lot of people. So a precept of Isaiah 63:1 is Revelations 14:19. It says, and the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah's wrath. So it says, so the angels swung his sickle over the earth and loaded the grapes into the great winepress of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah's wrath. So that's going to be destroying shit. They going to be destroying. You know, one angel can take out a lot, let alone many angels. And they going to have them missiles? It's about to get crazy, man. And our people want to sit over here and think, oh, what about Kirk and this? Man, we don't give a fuck about none of that. We know that it's something bigger than that. Amos 1:11. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept with his wrath forever. For I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palace of Basra. So it says, for the wickedness you did to your brother. Who's your brother? Edom? The Israelites. So you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. And you're going to pay with your life. The ones that he do allow to stay, they going straight into slavery. Including them top banking families. So a precept was Jeremiah 49:13. It says, for I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse. And all the cities thereof shall be perpetual wastes. And if you go read Jeremiah, what's that, 50:3, it's all over the place in Jeremiah. 51, 49, 50, 51. It's all through it. But it says, Jeremiah 50:3, it says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which is Babylon, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Everything is gonna be gone. Ain't nothing gonna be living here but the wild beasts, the flying animals. The flying birds and stuff like that. Ain't no people gonna live here because it's gonna be destroyed. That's what's coming. And guess what? Lord willing, I'm part of the number of the ones that's beamed up into the chariots, because we'll be able to watch it. But the rest of the people that's down here on this earth, they're going to be destroyed. This is the wrath. This is what you got to pay for being wicked, for not listening to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And they'll be like, well, I never seen Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, or I call him Jesus and God. No, but you didn't have to see him. How do the Lord speak? Through his servants, the prophets, and you didn't listen to them. So if you didn't listen to the prophets, you didn't listen to Yahweh Shah. If you didn't listen to Yahweh Shah, you didn't listen to Yahweh. So you're done. You're done. This judgment is going to hit and nobody can stop it. So call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Ruach HaKodash. In English, that will mean all praise to the Most High. In the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders and brothers of Great Millstone, GMS for short, where I am learning this 100% truth. Shalom to the elect, to the 144,000, to the mixed multitude that's scattered to all four corners of the earth, putting in this work. Shalom to the sincere sisters that believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, that also believe in this 100% truth. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Shalom.